Josh, what was your average revenue per member in September?
$827.
Excuse me. I thought you said $827.
Did 827.
No word of a lie. That's your average revenue per member.
That was it. Yep.
Okay. There's literally nothing else I can say to hook you as a listener for Two Brain Radio. So I'm just going to tell you that I'm your host, Mike Workington. I'm here with Josh Elsesser of Invictus Fitness. That is in San Juan Capistrano, California. Now, his gym earned a spot on Two Brain's top 10 leaderboard for average revenue per member in September. And Josh has kindly offered to share his details behind the numbers. So listen and learn. Josh, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to dig into this because it's a number that's incredible. If you had told me this was possible back when I started my gym in 2011, I think my average revenue per member was probably $70. I would have laughed. And now I want to know about it. So tell me first, what's the basis of this number? Tell me about your gym and your business model. Like, what exactly are you selling to clients for that price?
So we are a one-on-one and small group personal training studio. So that's all we sell is service.
Okay.
We don't do open gym. We don't do large group training. It's one-on-one coaching and it's small group training. When I say small group, it's 4 people or less. And the unique thing about the way that we operate is every client that joins gets their own custom program. So there's no cookie cutter, generalized, one size fits all programming. Everybody gets a program designed specifically for them. So what this allows us to do then is individualize every single, not only the program, but the plan that they sign up under. And, even though they're in a small group of 4 people or so, everybody is doing their own workout. So they're doing the workout that's designed for them. Right. So it's still led by a coach that has the program there for every one of the clients, and they're guiding and coaching and cueing and motivating and inspiring all the way through. But it allows us to really individualize the experience for the individual. In the past, when we first started, we had done the large group training kind of model, similar to the CrossFits or the Orange Theories or different things. And we ran a bunch of 6-week challenges and different things, and we had a lot of revenue, but we didn't, our profit was super low, right? So our expenses were high, and it was a constant churn of members, right? We got a lot of people who were looking for that quick fix, lose a bunch of weight right now, and I'm not really interested in the long term, and that's not who we wanted to serve. That's not what our passion and drives us. So we made this switch last year to going to this individualized programming model. And we had a little bit of resistance initially, but within about 30 days, every one of our clients that had been with us for a while was hooked. They were sold on it. And so that's what I think is the biggest difference is, when we say small group, we really mean small group, like it's 4 people. And even the members sometimes, or the clients try to push back on that and say, oh, well, can you add a 5th client? And we're just like, no, like there's no more spaces. We want to preserve that experience for everybody that's in here. And we feel like the 4-to-1 ratio is about as much as we can get the way that we do the programming.
Okay. So this is interesting. Do you know Brian Bott, another Two Brain gym owner?
I don't, but his name has been brought up a couple of times.
Yeah. And listeners, I want you guys to pay attention. Brian did a show with us. He was on our ARM leaderboard some months back. His score, I think, was 426, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get a link in the show notes for you. He does something very similar where he's doing semi-private training. So the interesting thing here is it's not just one workout or WOD on the whiteboard that's adjusted for everyone. He's actually individually coaching clients all at the same time through their personalized program. And he thought that was one of the secrets of his ARM. So it's interesting to hear you, Josh, say the same thing, because increased customization and personalization has more value because the client's going to get more results faster. You're going to give them more, do more. I want to ask you a couple of detailed questions here. When you made this change, did you change locations or size of locations or anything like that?
No, we've been in the same spot for 6 years. Okay. It's about 1,580 square feet.
Okay. But that's a nice size. That's not one of those gigantic 6,000, 20,000, it's like, that's a manageable space and it's more than enough for 4 people. I think my wife does 4 people per group in 600 square feet, something small like that. Oh, yeah. So 1,500, you got lots of space to space everyone out and personalize that. In these programs, do you offer like nutrition and mindset and accountability and other stuff that goes along?
We do. Well, so we have a VIP or kind of a high ticket offer that we offer at the beginning, which is a 12-week program. And we call it Momentum. And with that, they get up to 3 times per week of small group personal training. They get weekly mindset and nutrition coaching. So those are our 3 pillars: is exercise, nutrition, and mindset. And we find that mindset is kind of the thing that really brings everything full circle, right? That everybody comes in expecting good workouts, right? Like that's a staple. Everybody is looking for some guidance on nutrition. We take a very habit-based approach to nutrition. We don't do a lot of meal plans and macros and calorie counting. You know, we've developed what we call our 6 rules for nutrition, and we kind of coach everybody to those 6 rules that we believe that regardless of your goal, if you follow those 6 rules, you'll be successful. But the thing that kind of like I said, brings everything together is the mindset. So we spend a lot of time helping people work on standards and expectations, and, you know, looking for small wins and things that are going to keep them motivated and keep them moving forward long-term, versus the number on the scale or the way their clothes fit or how much weight they're lifting. And that's a big one for us because, you know, so many times we find that, you know, especially our clientele, the people that we serve, they tend to be those very successful people in every other aspect of their life other than their health and fitness. And they used to be pretty fit at some point. They used to be athletes most of the time. But they also have this very like aggressive all or nothing mentality typically in everything, right? And if I can't do it 110%, then I'm not going to do anything at all. And for us, it's a lot about helping reestablish a new way of thinking about fitness and health. And, you know, in our mission statement, we say, you know, it's maximizing your fitness potential without sacrificing your health. Because for us, health is the most important thing. We are more interested in how well you move when you're 80 than how well you look in a bathing suit right now. Right. Okay. So that's kind of our thing.
And that's interesting. So you're one of the first gym owners I've spoken to about this who hasn't sort of tacked on mindset coaching as an afterthought that like, we do that too. What I'm hearing from you is that that's a pillar. And that's interesting because we all know that like athletes need that. The mental game is, you know, what's the old quote from, I think it was Greg Amundsen from CrossFit, the adaptation to CrossFit is between the ears. And I think actually that might be Greg Glassman himself, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, the mindset game is something that a lot of us just think, we'll add that on as a bonus, but you've got it as an actual pillar of your business. That's fascinating. So to get into your program, is it a 12-week thing that everyone does? Is that how you operate, or how do you get people in here?
That's the intro. You know, okay. We're coaches, we're professional coaches, we're personal trainers first and foremost. And, you know, I've been doing this for 25 years. And in all my experience, anytime that I've allowed somebody to join on a shorter term commitment, like a month or a week or even 6 weeks, we tend to not get the same level of buy-in. We don't get the same level of experience, and we definitely don't get the same kind of results that we can get. So our initial commitment is 12 weeks for everybody, whether that's one-on-one training or small group personal training. And we feel that 12 weeks allows us to really be able to dive in and spend enough time getting into all 3 areas of what we consider our hierarchy of health and fitness, and which is the fitness, exercise, and nutrition, or nutrition, exercise, and mindset. And yeah, that's the entrance for us. We don't do the you know, if somebody had done a 12-week program in the past, and after that 12 weeks, it goes month to month, and then they left for some reason and they come back, as long as it's within about a 12-month period, we'll let them come back as a month-to-month client again. But if it goes over, you know, 6 to 12 months, then we make them do the 12-week commitment again and start from scratch.
So this is the opposite of the challenge mindset, where someone just jumps in for 4 to 6 weeks, tries to lose 5 pounds, whatever. And then you immediately either have to resell them or just say goodbye to them. And they probably didn't get results because it's just not long enough to make a huge change. So I love what you're saying. 12 weeks is a long time. It's certainly not a lifetime of fitness, but it's enough that you can get them into a habit. You can teach them stuff. You can adjust their mindset. You can educate them. They are going to see progress. And then the retention there, I'm guessing, from your 12-week intro to actually becoming not an actual client, but like a long-term client. Is it good? It sounds like it would be good.
It's about 85% right now.
That's very high. Yeah. So that's, I mean, when I ran a challenge in my gym, I think our retention was, conversion there was like 15 or 20% or something abysmal. And those members were valuable, but we lost the others because they weren't seeing the results. So I love this. Now, where do you find these people? How do you find a person who's willing to pay this kind of money and this kind of commitment to their health?
You know, lately it's been Google has been the most or the best way for us to find them. Somebody that's out there looking for something. We put most of our advertising budget into Google Ads right
Okay.
now, and we've done a number of different ones. We've done Facebook ads, and we tend to get leads that are very fickle or are not of the quality that we're looking for. Like we're a high ticket gym to begin with, right? Like if you're going to do our momentum program, even with GPT, you're spending close to $2,400 right up front. So, we're looking for the people who want the higher level of service, the ones that drive the Teslas and stuff. So, typically Google ads, we do a lot of outreach. So we get out in the community quite a bit. So we're pretty well known in the area as for our services. We just got voted #1 personal trainer in San Juan Capistrano again. So
Congratulations.
pretty excited about that. Thank you. And then some referrals. Referrals has been an interesting challenge for us because our clients are relatively affluent. And so offering some form of monetary incentive doesn't really incentivize them, right? They bring people because they want other people to experience what they've experienced. And it's also been a challenge to get our clients to be able to speak to their friends and family about us in the way we want them to, because we don't like to use the word gym very much. We're not a gym, right? We're a training studio. We're not, when you say gym, most people have an image in their mind of a 24-hour fitness or a Lifetime or something, right? Where a bunch of people working out, doing their own thing and nobody really getting any results. And ours is a service, right? So we don't even like to use the word classes. Everything is sessions. So even for our group personal training, they don't attend classes, they come to sessions. So it's been a challenge for that. So figuring out some different ways to increase our referrals has been something that we've been focused on. But primarily it's Google is where we're getting most of them.
Okay, that's interesting because often when I ask gym owners about this stuff, they'll tell me Facebook advertising and they'll tell me referrals. And obviously you're working referrals as well, but you've evaluated the quality of your lead. You obviously know your avatar, you know who you're looking for. You're not looking for the 22-year-old college kid who is struggling to pay the bills. You are looking for someone who has the means to invest in health and fitness. So that obviously allows you to tailor your market. It's interesting. Google is unexplored space for a lot of gyms. So it's really cool that you're doing that. And I like the fact that you're really setting yourself apart where it's not a gym, because gym comes with all those connotations, bad in many ways when you're trying to sell something more expensive, and it helps you set yourself apart. So if someone's looking for personal training and you come up, people who are shopping for personal training, I'm guessing, are generally not surprised by rates that are more than $19.99 a month. Have you found that?
Yeah. I mean, we still get them from time to time, in our qualification process, we'll tend to have a phone call before we invite them into a no sweat intro. But a lot of times it's like, oh, wow, I was thinking it was going to be this. And we're, even from a personal training standpoint, we're on the higher end. I mean, again, everything we do is designed for busy people. So everything is 45 minutes. So, our one-on-one sessions are $90 for a 45-minute session. So, that is still on the higher end for a lot of people.
Okay, that's interesting. 45-minute sessions, listeners. That is an interesting thing because you're working with busy people and you know that, so you're tailoring your classes to them. Do you have to give them a full hour? Not if they're getting results in 45 minutes and they're busy. You're paying for speed. I love that. And I'm going to go on because I have so many questions I want to ask you, but I'm going to ask you this one here. You saying that you have these high ticket people that are staying. So obviously retention is going to be a big deal for you. So Two Brain, we know for certain with data that goal review sessions every 90 days increases retention. We know that that's a great thing. I understand that you do these sessions every month. So tell me why you do that and what do they do for your ARM and retention?
So we started doing monthly, we call them accountability sessions, monthly accountability sessions a couple of years ago. And it was well before we were a Two Brain gym. And, I think that the conversation that me and my business partner had is, we've got to do something more, right? We've got to do, there needs to be some more touch points, and we need to keep people from falling through the cracks and not feeling supported and not having something that they're working on. So we initiated these monthly sessions a couple of years ago, and they, it was interesting because there was a little bit of pushback at first. We started to get, some of our clients that were like, I don't need these every month and nothing's really changed. And so over the period of time, these sessions have evolved into what we ask and how we ask it. And, we've developed like not so much a script, but we definitely have an SOP and a standardized form that we use so to try and make the experience consistent from client to client. But what we found that they do is they really allow us to stay connected with what's going on in our clients' lives in their fitness, right? So we know when their birthdays are, we know when their anniversaries are, not just for the gym, but with their spouses. We know what's going on from a vacation standpoint. Again, our clients are relatively affluent, so to take vacations whenever they want is not unheard of. It happens a lot. So being able to stay on track with that and be able to provide some guidance even when they're on vacation has been something that has allowed us to enhance our value, which I think then enhances retention and our active or average revenue per member as well.
Congratulations for figuring that out, because I would have operated a gym for 100 years and I probably would never have thought to put in goal review sessions or accountability sessions or whatever the name, would be at your business. I would have just kept trying to do like, we have a weightlifting program. We've got this car, I would never have come across that. So for you to do that is really interesting. And the cool part about this is when I talk to gym owners now, a lot of them are just starting to put these sessions in. And this was me. We put them in through Two Brain and our members didn't buy in right away. It was tough to kind of make that happen. Now that you've done it for 2 or 3 years, I think 2 years, you said, are you finding that now that it's just part of the service package, the people that are coming in are just like, they just expect it, they know it, they buy in, and it's business as usual and smooth sailing?
Well, it's interesting because when we added the momentum program, they were used to meeting weekly. So they get weekly mindset and nutrition coaching in the momentum. So when it goes after that, it then goes down to monthly. So it's almost like they are like not getting as much as they had before. So they look forward to that monthly session because it's a way to reconnect with the coach outside of the training sessions and to be able to talk about experience. And we're real big on not only talking about what's going well for them, but what are the obstacles that they're facing every single month, and what are the things that we can do to create strategies around those obstacles so that when they come up again, that we have a way to deal with it and to keep them moving forward. Because again, so often, especially our clients, because of the people that they are, they're super wealthy, and not super wealthy, but they're affluent and they are successful, that when things come up in their life, they have a tendency to hit the stop button on fitness, right? Like, oh, things are so busy right now, I can't afford to do this. It's like, well, I stole this from John Berardi. It's like, instead of hitting the pause button, let's use a dial. Let's just dial it back a little bit. Like, you don't have to stop altogether. But what if we, instead of coming 5 days a week, you come 3 days a week, or we figure out some things that you can do at home, or let's work on just getting some additional movement in throughout the day. So we have mobility videos in our app and different things like that they can have access to when they're, when life gets crazy, which, we tell people all the time, like, it's not a matter of if it happens, it's a matter of when it happens and how you are able to deal with it when it does.
So you're using these sessions, to retain members, to talk to them specifically with regard to like life challenges and setting goals and things, obviously. But I imagine that at certain times, those things just don't come up, and you probably use them as sessions to just connect with your members, right? And a lot of us never did that, where I would talk to people on the way in. I would talk to them maybe a few between sets and maybe on the way out, but I seldom sat down with a member for 15 minutes or however long and actually asked them, how's your life going? And knowing the stuff, oh, you have a birthday coming up. How's your dog? Your kids are in school, whatever. So just being able to talk to them strengthens that bond, which I'm guessing is going to be a big part of your retention strategy.
My business partner, Kamal, is the experience guy for our gym. And he is hands down the best people connector I've ever met in this business. Like, I've never met somebody that can connect with somebody the way Kamal does. And it's somewhat frustrating because I'm kind of the science and the technical guy, and I write all the programs, and but when people get results, they don't give me the credit, they give Kamal the credit because he's the one that has that relationship with them, and he's really good at coming up with unique ways. So whether we do the accountability sessions over the phone or in person, a lot of times, like, he's on one right now. He took the client over and they're getting coffee and hanging out, and they get them outside of the gym, which then, changes the experience all the way around. Right. So he ends up being a psychologist half the time, right? As we know, and helping talk people down off of the ledge, so to speak, in terms of, things aren't going right in the way they want it to. So how do we reframe that conversation or reframe that thought process to show what progress is being made and how we can continue making that progress? And it's amazing to listen to, right? Like to just sit back and listen to that conversation and how he's able to keep people moving and motivating. And it's incredible, actually.
So you're building lifestyles and relationships, and you actually have a person, your partner, who is, you said, I think, the experience guy. Is that like his role is, I am the client experience director?
Yeah. I mean, we don't have titles like that, but that's his role, is to make sure that the clients are getting the experience, not only that we promise them, but more than what we promise them. And his job is to not only make sure that's happening, but to come up with additional ideas all the time. And, it's funny because him and I butt heads, because I do like the operations and business and sales stuff. So, he's so interested in, making it the best possible experience for the client, that sometimes he doesn't really think about the financial aspect of it or the logistics of it. So we're always kind of like battling it out, like trying to figure out, like, is that the best idea? Or, how do we implement something like that? Is there a small change that needs to be made that we can add to it? We feel like we are always iterating on our business. Like, we're never complacent. I feel like the minute we become complacent, we might as well shut the doors and move on, because we're not doing anything that's groundbreaking and fun. And, I have a love-hate relationship with the fitness business. I've been doing it for a long time. I've worked at a lot of different places. I feel like the fitness industry is the one industry that can truly change somebody's life without any side effects. Like, there's no downside to getting healthy and getting fit, right? But the way that a lot of the fitness industry operates, in my opinion, is not very ethical in a lot of ways. And, that's one of our big things is we're not interested in quick fixes. We don't do what I call the drink from a fire hose approach to coaching, right? Like, everything is about, an individual person, their individual needs, and what do we need to do in order to help them achieve the results that they want, but doing it in a way that's conducive to their lifestyle, that doesn't expect an overhaul of everything that they're doing.
So you have to balance that. Like, am I wrong? Has Kamal ever tried to set up a Catalina wine mixer for your clients with a full live band and everything?
No, if Kamal doesn't drink. He never has. So anything alcohol related doesn't come into his category. But we have had a lot of discussion about maybe retreats or different things of that nature. He goes on a hike with our clients once a month.
Wow.
It gets them out of the club. We do weekly we do a monthly like educational seminar. I actually stole office hours, the idea of office hours. We do that once a month for our clients and just give them the opportunity to ask any question that's health, fitness, mindset, exercise related, and we'll answer it. And our clients, like I said, Kamal is the experience guy. So he is the one that calls the clients if they haven't been here for 5 days or more. He's the one that's keeping tabs on everybody, so they're feeling like there is a support system that is there that they're not used to having.
So he's like a client success manager, but like a high octane Formula One kind of client success manager, where it's an experience. I love that. And that's what you would need for the level of client that you have. And listeners, office hours, the idea of that is office hours. We have experts in Two Brain that will host an hour session, and it happens every week. And anyone from the Two Brain Growth Group can come and watch. And for example, I do them on videos and media topics, and people can come and interact, ask any questions they want. It's a value add where clients can just get extra stuff from specialists in areas. We do how to build your nutrition business, how to sell more personal training, paid ads. So doing that for clients is a really interesting way, because you can serve a bunch of people in 1 hour of your time and make them feel like, wow, I just got a ton of great, FaceTime with a coach and an expert. Didn't cost me anything extra, but it is part of the value of your package. I won't even ask you if Kamal has ever rented a super yacht or anything like that. Let's just let that one float by. I do want to ask you this though. So you're talking about retention is super important. Obviously, when you've got a high ARM per member, everyone who joins is a big deal. Everyone who leaves is a big deal. Talk to me about how you outreach or reach out to other like older members or people who have departed. Is there a system that you have in place that helps you reconnect with them? Because the people that are most likely to buy are often the people who have bought in the past.
Yes, we have a few different ways that we reconnect or continue to talk to them. So I have the software system that we use has a full CRM built into it. So I have a long-term nurture sequence that's specifically for former clients where every 3 months minimum, they're getting an email or they're getting a text message from us, just checking in on them. So that's an automated thing. In addition to that, one of my daily tasks is to have a personal phone call with at least 5 former clients every day. Wow. So, and it's really just, you know, again, the idea is how are you doing? What's going on in your world? Is there something that we can do to help? Right. Without even saying, do you want to come back or whatever? It's more of like, you know, you were part of the family at one point. We don't ever consider you not part of the family. We want to make sure that you're getting the things that you need to get, whether that's with us or at another gym or on your own, whatever that is. And we feel like it's that giver's gain kind of mentality, right? If we can continue to provide guidance, give, and even if that's just some words of encouragement or motivation or something like that, then that's what we're from. And then social media wise, most of our former clients are connected to us through social media in some way. So, you know, again, Kamal is phenomenal he's a very motivational speaker type personality. And so we post a lot of motivational videos and things that just like get people thinking and going. And we still get quite a bit of engagement from former clients on that regard.
Where can people follow you? Where can people see this stuff?
So I am Invictus Fit is our Facebook and Instagram. And then I am invictusfit.com is our website.
Okay. How often do you get, we'll call them boomerang clients, when you talk to people who have, you know, left for whatever reason? Yeah, you do. Hey, so these calls do pay off.
We get them. You know, every couple of months we'll get somebody that'll come back that hasn't been here for a little bit. And, you know, again, our program has changed over the years. So, you know, anybody that was a client last year, it's a totally different experience coming in now. And, you know, when we explain how we've changed and why we did it and what what they're getting out of it, it usually is a pretty easy conversation and a no-brainer for them to sign back up if it's, you know, if it's within their means.
I always encourage gym owners to contact their former clients because it's such a win. No matter what happens, you're reconnecting with someone who knows, likes, and trusts you, with a few exceptions here and there. But in general, these are people who liked you and paid for your service and are likely to do so again. At the very least, you're connecting with them. They see your face, they hear your voice, or they see your email, whatever. That's a connection that maybe down the line might pay dividends. At best, they might come back. And you're saying that it's happened to you many times. And for you, these are going to be high value clients coming in. So it's a huge deal. I want you to give gym owners something to do right now because they overcomplicate this all the time. How do you start a conversation with a former client? What do you say?
I just say, how's it going? Like, you know, tell me what's going on in your world. Yeah. You know, what's different, you know, what's happening in your world right now that, you know, and, you know, what are you doing for your health and fitness? Like, talk to me, what's happening.
And away you go. And that's it. Yeah. Gym owners, if you're listening, I would encourage you to stop this episode at the end, pick up the phone and do that with 5 clients, see what happens. And you don't have to overcomplicate it. How are you doing? Start with that. What's next for you guys? What is your plan? So going forward, you've got a great ARM. What are you focusing on right now to build this business? Close it out for me. Tell me what you got in the future.
Our goal right now is to start to scale. We obviously want to max out the space that we're in, but our goal is to start to open additional locations.
Nice.
In addition to that, we have a unique programming model that we've developed, and we're going to start a system to start trying to train some coaches on that programming model and allow them to utilize it other places. So whether it's here or anywhere else. So that's kind of some of our big goals in 5-10 years to see where we want to go. Yeah.
I'm not going to hold our listeners up. I want them to go out there and I want them to contact 5 clients with your script that you just gave them. Simple as it is very, very effective. And Josh is getting clients back with it. You can too. Josh, thank you so much for pulling back the curtain here and letting us take a look inside your business and all the stuff that goes into a huge ARM. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That was Josh Elsesser. Thank you for listening to Two Brain Radio. We're here twice a week. Please hit subscribe on the way out wherever you are watching or listening.